Hey, listen.
I was in a room, and you was in a room.
He told me I was cute when we
were in the room. And I said, no.
And he said, yes, yes.
And I said, I'm the mastermind.
And he said, yes, kitty cat.
And I said, and I'm still in a room.
And I'm still in a room.
Okay.
When I'm in a fast car, and I'm in the back of the car, and I'm car, and you're in the car.
Give me a clap. Excellent.
We did it right this time.
I'm in the car, and you're in the car.
And now I'm in the room, and he's tearing up my shroom. And I'm tearing up his room. Now he's in my room, and I'm tearing up his.
And I was in a bus, and it was the two of us.
It was the two of us, and then we were on a bus. I didn't want to cause a fuss.
But I did cause a fuss, 'cause I'm a difficult woman to love.
Am I difficult now when you see me in my ball gown?
They're gonna shoot us. Swifties just like rappel in through the, they break in through the window and shoot us dead.
I love them. I love Swifties. Those are close friends of mine. Those are sisters, although I don't understand them.
Me when I'm in the delusional off with the Swiftie, I know I'm going down.
But this is the thing is, of course, and I've been saying this for a long time. I understand the Swifties because that's how I feel about 3-6 Mafia.
I understand.
That's how I
the
feel
Swifties.
about Neil Young.
I understand the Swifties because that's how I feel about my religious OCD.
Yeah.
Like when I'm like God is punishing me.
My comfort. That's my comfort blanket.
When they're like Taylor Swift is sending me a message, I'm like, I know what you're talking about.
She was sending them a message.
I know she's sending you a message because I'm also getting messages.
Welcome to the infogirls podcast, the only podcast where me, Kelly Johannan, and my co-host,
and Peyton Brothers,
dissect the minutia of male penis.
What? That's crazy. I
Today
cannot believe she just said that.
I cannot believe she said that.
And then it's edited like 6 different times.
Have you? I'll send you one. My friend, my friend Chelsea, my friend through comedy, Chelsea, does that like it is so funny, and they literally named the podcast. And girl, did you say that? Or I forget what it's called, but every single one.
Shout
is
out to
very
Chelsea.
Funny. Shout out to Chelsea. Shout out to Duty Cream. Shout out to her co-host Courtney. I met Courtney one time. She was really sweet. They're really cute girls. Okay, but we need to get back to the point. We're not here to promote somebody else's work.
We're here to steal it.
We're here to steal
and pass it off as our own.
Pass it off as our own.
Like Taylor Swift.
I'm gonna start saying my own name in my jokes. I'm gonna start being like, you look like
Kelly Joe.
I'm gonna say, you make jokes like Kelly Joe, you're taking too long to get to the point.
Did you miss me?
My friends would love that joke. They would say, good one, Kelly. True. About her. But today we wanted to talk about
something that has been on our minds.
Yeah.
And I think most of the things we talk about have been on our minds.
Have been on our minds once or twice, maybe.
Because we love beating a dead horse in a vegan way. In an ethical way. We love beating it.
No, really
We love
beating
it. We love beating it.
No, really explain it.
Yeah.
You just said that you loved beating horses.
When they're dead.
This is messed up, and this is why you'll get canceled again.
I can only hope to be canceled now.
No.
And before things get much worse for me.
It seems to be going very well for James Charles. He seems happy.
And you did it at my birthday party.
And you did it at my birthday. I said that to Brian Fagan the other day. And he was like, what? And I was like, never mind. Never mind.
You know what? And good for you for not understanding what we're talking about.
Well, actually, I did end up explaining, and he was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And I was like, do you?
Do you?
Okay, we need to get to the point here.
The point is
we were supposed to be having a discussion in a podcast, oh my god, Dorcas is climbing on producer Brian. This is amazing.
We need a Dorcas cam.
We need a Dorcas cam.
Oh,
We're
she's
gonna strap a
sitting
tiny
him like a
GoPro.
baby.
And you know what? I'll do it. I'll take it for you.
She's sitting in his lap like a baby. If we knew how to edit well, we could like insert it.
And we will.
Great. Because a woman can do anything that she sets her mind to.
Anything she sets her mind to. So AP and I were like, hey, so it's time to like, you know, get back to the desk and, you know, really report.
And we were like, what if we
theories.
just talk about something we've talked about a million times?
Yeah. And then we got here and we discovered that
It's really hot.
it's period time
And it's period time.
and it's 80 degrees in the room. Can you imagine? And then your friend who's at your house is like, "Can I make this mac and cheese in your oven?" That's what I did, and then I had to eat the mac and cheese. I think that's why I'm sweating so much.
Because I told you that's why we got takeout, because I was like, if I turn this oven on, this living room is going to become...
Is Taylor Swift on SSRIs? Is her face sweating?
No. Because of the Botox.
Mama.
And because everywhere she goes is air conditioned as fuck.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Petit bourgeois.
You look like bourgeoisie.
You look like carbon emissions.
No, it's all love with
all
us
love.
and T Swift.
I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. I was on the phone with my mom, and she was like, "Everybody has a lot to say about Taylor Swift's wedding," and I said, "They've got a lot to say."
And I want to seat at the table.
And I said, "And I want a seat at the table." I said, "You know what I said?" And she said, "What?" And I said, "If I was marrying a man that tall, and I was also a billionaire, I would also be excited about my wedding."
And that's an unexplored point of view.
And that's kind of an unexplored point of view. And my mom said, "Can I?" And my mom said, "Can I say something?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "I totally agree." And can I say this was a real conversation?
And I love that for you guys. Which brings me to remembering that we haven't gotten anywhere in this conversation yet. Which is the thing that we were discussing today is the bride as Kapital. Contemporary wedding culture in the age of TikTok. And also in the age of major inflation. And in the age of everybody being poor while other people have a lot of money. Yeah, that's kind of it.
I think also,
because it's easy to talk about Taylor Swift in this conversation, but I do think it is like, it's a little bit, there's more to it than just
kind of using that as we're kind of using that as perhaps clickbait or fodder.
Well, and also this is us covering our asses because I don't want any crazy people to find us, to find our podcast with 38 38 followers and start being like, I'm gonna dox your house because you were saying that Taylor Swift's wedding was trashy.
But that would be good because then everybody would be storming to our webpage.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to chase that clout.
Exactly. That's why I have you. That's why I have you on my pod today.
Yeah, it's
chasing cloud.
It's like, what is the word? It's something like awareness. There's like a term for like using topical pop culture to sell yourself and your point, basically.
And we're doing it.
And I can't remember what the term is, but it's something like awareness grifting. It's basically grifting.
And that is,
But this is something that, you know, we've been talking a lot about. We both have sisters who are married.
Yeah,
they
got married. Say congratulations.
Say congratulations to our sisters.
Say it louder.
We know many people who have gotten married or who have thought about getting married or have planned weddings. And we also, as people with eyes and as people with social media, have also been subject to the commodification of the contemporary wedding through social media, which is like a really bizarre concept to me. And we were talking about this earlier before the camera started rolling because we were actually friends in real life.
Yeah. Despite what all the rumors
on our infogirls snark page on Reddit are saying.
We are actually friends in
real life. We're actually friends in real life.
And I've met your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are
Take
actually
that,
friends.
snarkers.
And we actually knew each other before a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Simon Cowell did not put us together.
That was the other thing I thought that was so funny. I was like, it's funny because when we did meet working, Viacom had put us together.
Yeah.
Viacom had made a call and kind of was like, I have these two
Yeah.
girls that are in development. We like kind of want to like smush them together.
And we were like, wait, I actually already know her.
I said, I said we're actually friends.
We're actually mutuals.
Mutuals. Yeah, like we already know each other in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was just the sense of the soul. But when I was introduced to her at the Viacom offices, we hit it off. The Clash when they were starting their band.
Anyway,
Sorry.
what we were talking about, and scene.
Insane.
And what we were talking about earlier.
What I was gonna say is from the title line, "The Bride as Capital."
The Bride as Capital.
I was just remarking to a friend earlier. I forget who I was talking to, but just that underneath it all, everyone is. The government is viewing everybody as human capital, as worker that is either not working enough or you know, human capital that's why they call it a headhunter, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have somebody like a live human being coming in and working for you. And I think you know where I'm going here. Oh, ugh.
What, that we hate capitalism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That spoiler alert. And here's another conspiracy theory.
Uh-huh.
America was built on the exploitation of human capital.
Oh.
So, oops.
What? Who said that?
Who said that?
Who said that?
No, that's
Show
not.
yourself.
No, that's not true.
Show yourself.
They wouldn't do that.
Who did that? My ancestors.
So the
idea of like bride as capital is historic because it's like that's like the whole reason marriage even was invented.
Yeah.
It was about like merging two families together and combining like cultural assets. Like
Yeah.
that's why you would give like a bunch of chickens and cows
yeah.
to get someone to marry your ugly
And that sounds good.
daughter.
Well, that's the thing is that makes sense because then you can fall in love. No, you can't.
Well,
So,
so this is the thing that I've been thinking about is that that's like kind of where the concept of marriage really began outside of it seeing it as like a religious like aspect and a religious component, which, you know, was also about controlling women, but like in thinking about it in just like a business transaction, like there's been so much that, you know, that marriage signified throughout history, and now that we've reached whatever stage of feminism we're at, which is basically zero feminism because we're back to the ground, we're back to boots on the ground.
That's why we're having Lena Dunham
is giving a speech at
Lena
Taylor Swift's wedding. And sidebar, I saw that and I said, who let her do that?
I wish I could hear the whole thing.
The thing that boggles me about that
that's the only thing that'll make Courtney not mad at me again.
I
if
just
I
don't
can find that and recite it to her.
Taylor Swift is such an enigma to me because it just seems so strange that she would make that choice at the same wedding that she had like the head of like an ICE detention center.
Can I say something?
What?
Me when I'm a white liberal.
Yeah. She's a little edgy. Me when I'm a little edgy in the room.
And when I walk in the room, Taylor Swift's on the boom, and she's giving out millions of dollars to try and make a sense of all the offensive carbon emissions she puts out into the air.
This is really good. Grammy. Okay, no, but so what I've been trying to say too with it is that as time has gone by and as we've been going through these different phases of women's liberation and gender equality, the weddings have only gotten more expensive, right? Like in the 60s and 70s, in the 50s, 60s, like so in the, you know, I don't remember off the top of my head when it was that women were allowed to open their own bank account without being married.
1978.
But like, you used to have to get married to be able to open a bank account, and the weddings then I feel like were so much more casual. Like my grandmother borrowed her wedding dress. It was a black tie wedding, but she borrowed her wedding dress. Like she didn't buy that shit. Like she was borrowing it, and like it was not like a crazy multi-day event. She didn't have a billion bridesmaids.
Yeah.
And like if you think of like back then you would think
She didn't have $1 billion.
She had less, like you'd think, oh well that's like more when women had less rights, except for the fact that now that women have supposedly more rights, weddings have less cultural significance, so they've had to insist on themselves
and become a concert for your life.
Yeah, and like insisting on themselves through the money, through the purchase, through capital, and now it's like these things are out of control. People are spending millions of dollars on their wedding and having 100 million bridesmaids. There was that TikToker that had all those bridesmaid they went on that like brand trip in that private jet.
Pretty crazy.
And I remember watching
I
remember watching the video and
you know
seeing it and seeing like 60 women. Like literally, I was just like, as soon as I thought they were gonna stop being bridesmaids, there was another bridesmaid. It was just like this huge. And I'm not to say like people shouldn't have fun and that like this isn't something that like you're not supposed to like.
Obviously, they had the money, so they are like able to just do whatever.
But they were also doing it through brand deals.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that's how like people.
Yeah, excuse me.
Like when you see these big influencer weddings, they're getting paid to promote a product through their wedding.
And
like
can I say something? Because and can I say something?
Yeah.
Speak now.
Sing out, Louise. And I said, speak now.
I thought that was really funny of me. Taylor Swift reference. It almost is as if you were to look back, you would assume that the event back then would have been more of the spectacle because it would have been like, this girl doesn't actually want to marry me, so I have to impress her or something. So I do think that's sweet that these weddings are often people trying to throw like a big party to kind of show a window into how beautiful it feels to be in love.
But do you need a content creator at your wedding? Like that's a new job. Like a new job that people are like budgeting for is the content creator who's in charge of creating your wedding day content that you're going to post for the rest of your life.
Yeah. But this is also because this is what I think. The influx of how many pictures we take. Mm-hmm. It's not. You have to have like the production level gaze to make that feel like a nice photo. Yeah. You don't just print out an iPhone photo. So you have to have a nice photographer. So it's this weird layers that would be so hard to explain to my grandparents who were born 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Who literally met and 3 weeks later they got married because he had to go back on the Navy ship.
And you know what? I'm sure they were getting laid.
I grew up thinking that it was really sweet that they got married in 3 weeks, and I was like, that's and now so you know. Sweet. And now I'm like, oh.
Well, but again, people used to have to get married to have sex, and I'd be shotgunning it. I would be like, mini dress on, courthouse, let's go, like it's happening, and then now. Nobody's even. Now everybody's too depressed to fuck.
If it was 1942 and my coworker at work caught me and like my other coworker stooping, and then we had to like get married so that we weren't like an embarrassment to the town, it would have been done by the end of the shift.
Yeah,
honey.
Speak on it. But it does beg the question, like, what is, like, who is this all for? And with things like Taylor Swift's Madison Square Garden wedding. Mm-hmm. And I think it is just, there is like an element of, I cannot fathom the mind of a billionaire.
That's the thing. It's like, I want to cut straight to the point and be like, why doesn't she give up more money? Every time anybody's like, anybody's a charitable billionaire, I'm like, then they should give me $250K.
I'm broke. If you're charitable, why am I sitting here with $20 in my bank account and an Affirm card with $3,000 purchasing power?
If you're an ethical billionaire, call my mom, give her $250,000. Mm-hmm. Then she, in turn, will give me about $25,000. My mom's retired, so I want to make sure she's comfortable.
Yeah. And nobody's speaking on that.
And nobody's speaking on that. Speak down. Speak now, Taylor.
No, but I do think, like, there is something in... You can spend all of our... You and me can spend all of our time talking shit about people who have super expensive, crazy weddings. Because it's fun to be a hater. And that's the infogirls motto. It's fun to be a hater.
They call me Bill because I'm a hater.
But the thing is, like, at the end of the day, makes it so difficult to really comprehend is that we just cannot put ourselves in the shoes of a billionaire. It's like a different species. Like, so Thomas Nagel, a philosopher, I think from the fifth.
A Sagittarius's ear.
I think from the 50s. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember when he was a philosopher, but basically he had this whole theory that was like he had this whole thought experiment that had to do with bats, and it was basically like, I can try to understand everything about a bat, how a bat looks, how a bat lives, like what bats eat, how. Thanks, Brian. How a bat lives, like how the wings function, but I will never understand what it's like to have the mentality of a bat, because you can't project your consciousness, and as much as like you study different aspects of things, like that level of consciousness is only ever going to be removed from you because you don't have the capacity to possess it. It's like, you think about, take Bobby, for instance. She has a tail. If I was plopped down into Bobby's mind and mentality, just myself, my consciousness put into Bobby's body and hers into mine, I wouldn't know how to wag a tail. I can't conceive of wagging a tail. I don't know how that functions, and she wouldn't be able to conceive of how to bend my thumbs, right? It's not like
she would not know how to prepare a mezcal pineapple.
She would not know what to do with the mezcal, and she would be sitting here like this and going
and she'd be like, and it would be a sad Freaky Friday situation
yeah.
where she had to pretend to be like her mom. And I would be here and I'd be like, girl, pour it up. And then she'd be like this.
But yeah, that's basically me trying to understand why Taylor Swift would want to have this wedding at Madison Square Garden. I just don't have the physical capability of understanding what it's like to be a person like that.
Yeah, or to genuinely know 1,000 people who deserve an intimate
Yeah.
Intimate invite. And I'm sure they do. I'm sure she knows that many people.
I'm sure she knows that many
both
people.
Of them. And I'm sure that was actually hard to narrow down or whatever. But I think it does have a lot to do with, because I'm always gonna come back to Michael Parenti somehow. I'm like, this is them creating their spectacle so that everybody
bread and circus, baby.
So that in 60 years, kids are saying we've been happy 2 years to the Travis to my Taylor.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I hadn't thought about it as branding.
Yes, exactly. Duh.
I mean, I thought of it as branding, but
don't get us started on
think about when you're a kid and you heard that story about Marilyn Manson removing his ribs so he could suck his own dick.
Yeah.
And that was pre-social media, and it was
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but we're going to release a rumor that the infogirls removed their bottom 2 ribs to suck,
so that they could suck
to
Marilyn Manson
to eat their own ass. Sorry. I'm sorry. He own ass joke.
That threw me for a loop. I don't know where I was going anymore.
Sorry.
It was that those sort of things that as a kid without anybody really telling you, without really understanding what you're talking about. I feel like that is what is going to happen with the Taylor and Travis thing. I'm sure there are kids on the playground today. Well, not right now because it's the middle of the night, but like I'm sure that they're like that it will become like a jump rope song. There will be something infamous. Do you know what I mean?
That's actually really genius. We need to get to our marketing team quick and say
we will write you.
We know how to spread.
Ignore everything that we said prior to this part of the podcast.
We are going to
please give us $1 million and we will write you a jump rope song and we will and it will hit the streets of that Los Angeles public school district like drugs.
What's awesome about kids is that like it was probably like a year ago, or actually probably more than a year ago because Golden's like 10 now. So it was probably I'll bleep his name.
You have to bleep that name. That's a child.
My baby, my son. This is like probably a couple years ago then, and this is like when everybody was saying Big Back, which is like I
still don't really understand what that.
It is supposed to be like a fat phobic joke, but like, yeah.
So like when we were kids.
But people are always like, bitches who look like us are like, I'm a big bag. And I'm like, yeah, you are, you stupid bitch. Kill yourself.
You're gonna make me spit up my spindrift.
No. So it's obviously like, yeah. But since kids get everything wrong, the little kid kept trying to insult me by calling me a Big Mac. And it was really funny. Okay, that was just a cute story. Just to kind of lighten the mood.
I do think that Taylor and Travis's and let's mark this because we're really behind on editing. So I don't know when this episode will come out. Taylor and Travis's wedding just happened, so it's really topical to us now. We don't know what other information is going to come out in the time that it takes us to actually like edit this, but I just want it to be known that today on July 7th. I'm saying Taylor and Travis did not have a content creator at their wedding because Disney Plus was there.
Oh, obviously.
And it's gonna be released on Disney Plus as a movie.
Well, it's funny
with a limited theatrical release.
I can't wait for this clip.
That's my prediction. This clip on July 7th.
This clip is gonna go viral.
For all the wrong reasons.
Nobody's gonna go to the podcast and watch. People want something to look at on their phone while they're pooping. Or they want somebody to project their fantasies onto. And here we are.
Or you're our moms. Who just heard you talking about eating ass and
he own ass joke. It's the snake eating its tail.
Or Ouroboros.
Yes. Have you ever seen that where it's just an Ouroboros and it says he own ass?
Oh. Bye. Best believe I'm still bejeweled when I walk into the room.
So now they'll have heard that part and they actually think like, wow, my daughter is like a
genius.
A philosopher, yeah.
Yeah. A philosopher king. That's the Taylor Swift and Travis of it all.
Yeah. Like, my friend of the pod, Courtney Patlin, our friend Courtney, huge Swiftie, and when we were talking about this, I forget what it was. I basically was like, she asked me what I thought was going on, and I was like, I bet they're actually getting married there, because people like thought they weren't getting married there.
Yeah.
I was like, they are a level of famous where you end up knowing like literally you probably have to know so many people, so of course they like need a big safe place or whatever, but also they probably I forget her theory, because it wasn't like a Netflix thing, it was like or a Disney Plus thing, it was like for her own album, like she would
she's gonna use it for like
her
content
own
for her album, like her upcoming
Maybe
album.
that was what it was. I forget. We were having a discussion with other people. Okay, so that was boring. Forget that part.
It's just wedding is
I'm wearing my weird long johns.
Weddings are content now though. Yeah. It's like it doesn't feel like it's weddings anymore.
Yeah. You look like you're getting married to Travis Kelce.
I do think that
I'm so sorry. This is so late. The window.
It's open.
Weren't we supposed to close it?
Okay. We're all gonna die. the thing is, like, at the end of the day, I can be like, weddings are all content now, but everything is content now. Look at this. Look at us. What are we doing? We're making content. We've turned our friendship into content. You can't do anything without making content anymore, because content is capital. Content is capital.
This is me and content. I love it. I'm addicted to this stuff.
Content is hitting the streets like Taylor and Travis's Jump Rope song is hitting the LASD school.
This is the stuff. We were addicted to the stuff, and now we're becoming the dealer. Now we're cooking.
Maybe.
Now we're cooking the meth.
And I'm the one who knocks. And I want a seat at the table.
And Heisenberg and I want a seat at the table. And I want a seat at the table.
I want a seat at the table.
I mean, it's just that he has a voice in a lower octave than ours, so let's try it again. And I want a seat at the table. And I want a seat at the table.
Did you call the dad from Malcolm in the Middle Jesse Eisenberg?
I said Heisenberg?
Oh, Heisenberg.
Because that's his,
Okay.
his name for himself. The chemist.
Okay.
After the chemist.
I never really watched the show.
I'm so sorry.
I only know that monologue because my
so good.
high school theater teacher made us all do it.
Okay, so that... I love...
Being a high school theater teacher is basically being, like, showing up to school, doing a bunch of cocaine, and being like, what do I want to do today?
I am not kidding. I would have people be going up there and doing... I would say I would make people do the monologue from I think we need my brain is literally nothing.
It's okay. I actually taught a summer theater camp that was just me and a bunch of my little cousin's friends. It was basically like babysitting, but
So
like
you were running a scam.
I was running a scam.
You were telling people you were going to keep their children safe and teach them theater.
Literally,
And
it
instead
was basically
you
like
groomed them to
me
be gay
babysitting these
communists.
4 young girls, teaching them improv games, and then having them work on monologues that I picked out for them. And I think I did the monologue from the end of A Cinderella Story. Waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing. And then the monologue from Clueless, which is the, they don't have RSVP on the Statue of Liberty. And then I think the monologue from 10 Things I Hate About You. Most of all, like, I don't hate you, not even a little bit, not even at all. I'm like, what was the 4th one?
Well, hopefully a person of color.
It was probably like Diary of Anne Frank. Can I cancel myself? Can I say the thing that I would like to be canceled for?
Yeah.
My first audition monologue for the first thing I ever did, like the first professional audition that I ever did when I was 10 years old, was the monologue from Diary of Anne Frank. And I booked it.
Of course you did. And Anne blessed that journey.
And I did that monologue for a family Christmas play.
And you manifested it, girl. And by the way, girl, you manifested that.
In my defense, I was like an unsupervised reader as a kid.
Okay, literally.
And like it wasn't like none of like my parents didn't I didn't have stage parents. Like my parents were like, if you want to audition for something, figure it out. Like I'm not gonna like teach. I'm not gonna like do this with. I'm not gonna find. Everyone else's parents were finding their monologues for them. I went into the library and I got the Diary of Anne Frank.
Because she wanted them to feel something. She said, "Hey, if you guys aren't gonna pick me, you're sure gonna feel something."
And then the theater went under.
Because they didn't. Oh no, that's the one that you were the lead, and then,
Yeah.
and then they went under.
And then they went under.
Because they hired her too late. They hired the star way too late.
And I didn't end up getting paid. I got a stipend.
And she didn't get a seat at the table.
And I didn't get a seat at the table. And now I'm doing a podcast.
Shit.
The regional Equity House Theater the child actor in a regional Equity House Theater production at Christmas time to podcast in my living room for free. Pipeline.
Quick. Quick fast.
Yeah, that was all we really wanted to say
Like,
about any of that.
This is the thing is we're bringing you a place where you can stay on the surface level but still feel like an incredible smart woke
The thing
woman.
that's great is because we are women and what we are doing is declared feminist, you physically
Branded.
cannot criticize us in
Physically.
any way because what we're
Physically,
doing...
it won't be able to come out of your mouth or through your typing fingers or writing hand.
Because what we're doing as women has never been done before. And I would say probably on the exact same level of importance as Taylor Swift's album variants.
You look like crap today.
Okay, I do want to say one more thing about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Before they kill me.
Because
if I'm gonna be drawn and quartered
before the liberal woke
for
police
saying
come
any of this,
come to the city.
I think the thing that bothers me is that there's no way to be a casual fan of her, because if she does anything at all, you have to defend her.
Yeah.
And I that as a concept is so bizarre to me because I can't think of a single person that I am a fan of that like I wouldn't also still be like I'm not still critical of.
Yeah, and that's kind of the.
I don't even have a friend that I'm not critical of.
For me, it's Megan. Megan is allowed to do whatever she wants. And actually, here's the thing. She's literally never given me anything to criticize her for, so that's...
I would agree with you, but is there not something to be said about, like, kind of the way that she uses Asian aesthetics to, like...
This is like when Courtney tells me to stop bringing up Taylor Swift's carbon emissions. You know what's awesome? You know what I love, though? Did you see this? Taylor and Travis at their wedding, they donated $5 million to Palestine. I'm sorry.
No, Adam Sandler officiated their wedding. They're in their gift, like in their like gift bags, like their wedding favors were actually just like little bombs to send to Palestine.
Yeah, I thought that was cute.
Signed, just married.
Yeah, but I was there, and I took mine and I actually threw them at my neighbor who has a loud donk. No. Not the donk.
See, I can't even have a conversation with Kelly Jo without criticizing her for something. I'm a hater in my heart, and I think more people would benefit from being haters.
Because I'm a hater.
If you're not a little bit of a hater, you're gonna get an autoimmune disease. Except I've been seeing people saying that. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that, and I just I was thinking about this last night. I have been a bitch my entire life, and I still got got.
Sometimes when I see stuff like this, I always go, yeah, my friend's mom was like the happiest married woman I knew, and she had lupus. But my godmother has lupus, and she is the happiest married woman I know.
Yeah.
She's always like, me and my man still fucking. Best sex of my life. And I go, well, you're my godmother. I don't think this is appropriate to tell me.
Mm.
But good to know I'll still be nutting at 70.
Can I put this out there? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be having sex at 70.
Okay, sorry, we're reversing.
Kitchen is closed.
Kitchen's closed.
Kitchen is closed. I don't want to do that. I'm going to be tired.
I'm sure I'll be quite tired. And I'll surely...
Is that ageist of me?
No, yes and no, because my stepdad's 70. Do you think him and my mom are having...
I don't want to... Okay, we need to reverse out of this conversation. Producer Brian. He just made very crude gestures.
I'm glad that I didn't see that because I was pretending to turn around in the car.
You're lucky we don't have an HR.
And we do. Hannon right here. This is what I was gonna say earlier. So did you see that? Apparently she walked out to her own song, to an instrumental of her own song.
Yeah.
And then on the they had little like hand embroidered doily napkins, and it said so it's gonna be forever. And I'm gonna do that with one of my iconic jokes. I'm gonna write yeah, I work remote. And then it's gonna be me going, and then there's gonna be an embroidered me going like this. And when I walk down the aisle, it's gonna be me singing. And when I walk down the aisle, It'll be me singing Nessun Dorma, the opera song. And I'll be singing it out loud out of my mouth. Nessun Dorma.
Yeah. My version of this,
Dorma.
for like My Little Hanky and like the song that I'm walking down the aisle to, none of you will know because none of you are invited. And I don't want anyone to come.
And I do want to sing Kapital.
I'm just kidding.
Earlier today, I said if I'm getting married, it's going to be me, the person I'm marrying, their mom, and my mom, and no one else is going to be there.
Yeah, because it's too fucking expensive, because that alone was going to be $80,000.
And I'm all about efficiency.
That's the power of German engineering.
Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes should have been should. This is my pitch for Mercedes. Mercedes, yeah, we're merciless. What do you think?
I think this has been a really good episode. No skips.
No skips.
No skips.
No, nothing. You did. If you're like, where did that one conversation go? You didn't miss anything. We didn't finish it.
And I think we can return to it.
And we can return to it at any moment. This is a space for us to expand ourselves, create content.
I think the thing that everybody just needs to understand is that it's really hot.
You guys don't understand how hot it is.
If I stood up...
Get up and, like, do you see the glisten?
Your head's out of frame and you can go out.
Okay, do you see that?
No.
I really liked this episode. I thought we were having fun.
I'm always having fun when I'm with you.
I'm always having fun when I'm with you. This is gonna be
And it's gonna be forever.
This is probably gonna air
In like 6 months.
6 months. But I have a show tomorrow at the High Low Bar in Glendale at 8 p.m. So, come and see it.
Tea.
Gonna be some other great comics on there.
And
hosted
don't
by
forget
Meredith Casey.
to follow us at infogirlspod on Instagram and TikTok and
Truth Social.
Blisky
Truth Social.
and Handshake.
We should make a Truth Social
I don't
for
want.
info girls.
I don't want to be on that government list.
Do you remember a few years ago? Oh, maybe I never showed you this. Like 4 years ago or so, probably, I downloaded Truth Social and I used the face swap app or whatever to make a picture of me look like a picture of like just another woman who's not a real woman. And I would have so much fun on there. I was being like Josh, but I wasn't getting into fights. I was pretending to support other people.
So you were bullying.
Yeah.
So you were doing cyberbullying. Like Emily Ozma in cyberbullying.
Yes, and I have my PhD in cyberbullying as somebody who went to high school, graduating class of 2013.
We should end this episode before I really get canceled. We should have a little cancel tally in each episode. Like, how many times have we said something cancelable?
Well, this is my favorite thing is that I keep being like, when I edit this, I'm not gonna edit things out. I'm just gonna bleep things or like put music over it. So
Great.
like
Them, they're saying something. Thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks for watching. We love you guys, and sorry that
Don't apologize.
Sorry. Oh, I'm just a woman, so I'm really used to apologizing. Girl, shut the fuck up and stop apologizing.
See you next week when we get married at SoFi Stadium. When we get married at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California.
I'm getting married on Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium.
I'm getting married at the AMC Burbank.
Which one?
The one with the elevator.
Nice.
Which one is that?
16.
16. See you there. How long was that?
Okay, great.
How-
That was like an hour.
53, it was
Wow.
40 minutes?
And to think we said we were going to
40
do
minutes.
30.